another character from the Clone Wars animated series. Is actually a Sith with some interesting twists to her, though. Asajj Ventress. There's actually quite a few scenes with her and Darth Maul. There's even at one point, though, that she kind of gave the Sith Order the middle finger, and she was actually even helping Ahsoka for almost an entire episode, and which was a little tough because not everyone knew that they were, she was actually helping Ahsoka, so it kind of made Ahsoka look bad for a little while. But she was definitely an interesting character because she was kind of all over the spectrum of trying to be good and bad, and she was definitely kind of a scarier character. She looked a little creepy.
She had a good look. She had a good look to her. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know that character very well, but I do want to make the point, and she's probably on your list later, like Phasma, the idea that we have equal opportunity women, right?
What a perfect segue. Absolutely. She is next on the list. So why don't we just go on and let's talk about our chromium-plated stormtrooper wonder of Captain Phasma.
Why is she gotta be so shiny?
Because she's the captain, Sean. Come on now, you can't.
Even the blaster is shiny.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, on StarWars.com, they make a point to mention that her blaster doesn't have a trigger guard like all the other stormtroopers.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's significant enough to mention. If that's going to come into play at some point, she's accidentally going to hit that trigger and oops.
We're going to blow off a toe or something?
Hopefully it's not going to be like one of those Jar Jar incidents where he's fumbling and accidentally saves the day. Hopefully we're not going to see anything like that.
No, don't say that.
We don't say the Jar Jar.
Let's ignore Jar Jar at all expenses.
Yeah.
I was talking about mason jars of
yes.
No, it's
a Jar Jar of peanut butter.
Yeah.
You can edit that too.
Yeah.
Well, there was a thing on I think J.J. Abrams commented on it where they're like somebody was bringing out like how are we supposed to know that's a woman if it's if you don't even show her face or anything, and he was like you don't have to show the woman's face to let it know that it's a woman. I mean, it doesn't have to be a certain way you're dressed, a certain way anywhere you are. She's the commander and she's the captain of stormtroopers. What does stormtroopers wear? He kind of said like that, this kind of thing like that. So he kind of snapped off to try to shut down that you don't need to see somebody to know that it's a woman or a man. I mean, who cares? It has nothing to do with it. Yeah, I do too.
In a lot of movies, the woman warrior or whatever, she's got this like armor plating, of course, the big cups and that honestly I don't know how they're really protecting anything. It looks more like they're trying to, they're more so trying to show that she's an armored female figure.
Yeah.
But like the armor she's wearing, it didn't really look too. It was a very subtle difference. You really gotta look to notice, but the whole point wasn't to show people that she's a woman. It's armor to protect her.
Yeah,
exactly. And with her, it was the only way that I could tell that it was actually female is I listened to the voice, and from then on, it didn't matter.
It didn't
she was in charge,
No.
and it didn't matter. She said this, you went and did this. She says you show up here, you go there.
Observant you boys are. That her outfit is completely feminine to me. I can point it out to you later, but it definitely tapers in at the waist and it looks like a girl uniform. But
so it's kind of tapered in certain areas.
It's not exaggerated. It's not as exaggerated as we're used to seeing in movies, which is a very fresh and wonderful thing.
It's not like
I'm actually okay
more realistic.
Not caring whether it's a female or a male with her voice. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
I think it's important that we have a dark female that's prominent because all of Star Wars is about that balance of light and dark, right? And we have all these females now. We had to have something on the dark side because otherwise it's out of balance.
And
it's men versus women.
I would imagine she's going to be. Her and Finn are probably going to battle in the next movie, which would be just awesome watching him get into that after he put her into the trash compactor like that. think payback is coming because he's not. What did he say? I'm going to blast that bucket off of your head. I want to see her say something like back to him in the next one, where they get in a battle. I mean, I think that I'm looking forward to that too, as well. Absolutely. Just seeing those two see each other again. That's going to be fun. She scares me with that. I mean, like her character. I mean, she is like 6 foot.
She's intimidating.
Yeah, she's like 6'4" or something. Like, she's a big girl. You know what I mean? That's an intimidating figure right there. That's pretty cool to see. And being bad. I mean, that's exactly what Star Wars needed. Every woman character can't be a good character. You know what I mean? You need some. You need the midriff showing. No, you don't need any. You don't need any of that.
I think if like someone, some other, if it wasn't, Lucasfilm, Disney, making this movie, that character, probably would have had the chromium armor, and her midriff would have been showing.
For me,
something completely impractical.
Lucas would have had her with her helmet off. I guarantee that's what he would have done.
There would be like a cutout triangle right above her boobs or something like that.
Or she would look like Dot the bot from Spaceballs with the actual skirt and everything like that.
With the little short skirt and the rollerblades. Yeah.
That would be Lucas. No, I think they did a fantastic job, an absolute fantastic job.
I want to circle back because this brings up another good point. If we look back at Return of the Jedi, at the very beginning, Jabba's palace, this bounty hunter shows up, and we're like, wow, he's total badass, it's all the thermal detonator, cool.
Yeah.
Takes off the helmet, it's Leia. So hot.
Yeah. That was good.
You don't...
hot. There you go.
There's a giant dichotomy in Jabba's lair there. You've got the slave girl who's kind of like, attached, and she's the dancer, she's the entertainment, and what have you. And then you have later on the bounty hunter who walks in with a thermal detonator and says, I'll blow this place up. I don't care who you are. You're done. And then you find out it's Leia.
I wonder if Leia inspired this slave girl at all. But from what I read, that entire race of aliens, that the girl dancing and everything,
they're entertainers.
They're all pretty much, that whole race is usually taken as slaves.
Yes, they're slaves, entertainers.
It's kind of like just that's what they do for a living.
The gypsies of Tatooine, that's what they're called.
There you go.
And then when Leia is forced to wear the slave girl outfit, she ends up killing Jabba with a chain.
Chain gang.
Good for her.
Just saying.
And that little rat. I can't stand that little rat.
Oh, I want to just wring his little neck and toss him into the pit.
I don't like that. I don't like that character.
That's a Muppet in the middle of Star Wars.
Thank you, Jim Henson.
It's not like a Yoda Muppet. It's just a full-on Muppet Show Muppet in the middle of Star Wars.
Did anyone else feel bad about the frog that the frogs that Jabba would eat? I know this is it's off topic, but
they were a hybrid salamander, Matthew. That's what they actually were. They're the giant salamander of Tatooine. Look it up.
I quit.
Don't look that up. I'm just totally kidding.
Don't look that up. He's just making that up. Yeah. No, did I feel bad for the frog? Not for 1 second. Did my wife feel bad for the frog? She absolutely hated it.
I don't even...
Tasted like chicken.
Yeah. Little frog legs, cook them up, a little butter, what have you. A little salt, a little pepper.
I feel bad for anyone who had to be near Jabba. Come on. It's just grotesque.
That's just...
We've actually hit the end of our list, so I'm going to leave this, I guess,
we forgot one.
We forgot one.
Yes.
Here we
go. Maz.
Yeah. Take it away, Jen.
I'm very intrigued by Maz because I think that there's way more to her than what we've seen. I think I get a very shaman vibe. She's been around for thousands of years. I think
she's run a bar, an intergalactic bar.
She
must have seen every type of.
And again, she's a character that is, she's tough, but she's also very tender and loving and motherly to Rey. When she finds the lightsaber, she's just cool. And I think that we're gonna.
Where's my boyfriend?
we're gonna find out more about her when she says like,
so.
I'm not a Jedi, but I know the Force. So
She's
I
Force
think
sensitive.
I am no Jedi,
Well,
but I
mean, there's more characters like that we don't know about. I mean, her and then the character from Rogue One are the only two you ever mention. I'm not a Jedi, but I'm strong with the Force. All right, I'm one with the Force, which is cool. I mean, you don't have to be a Jedi to be with the Force like that, and to hear a character like that, she obviously saw a lot of things. She probably knew Yoda because they lived about the same amount of time. So I mean, who knows? I mean,
They were
they
probably,
could go,
boyfriend, girlfriend.
Well, she likes tall, hairy Wookiees. So I mean, Yoda.
I know she's got the hots for.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, that was just like a little teaser character to me. I want to know how she found the lightsaber. Who gave her the lightsaber on Cloud
Well,
City?
and then there's that line that kills me every time when she looks at Finn and she says, you know, like, when you've lived long enough, you live to see the same eyes in a different face or something like that. And I'm like, what? That is so important. That's such an important sentence, and it's so intriguing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
She saw Snoke's eyes. That's what I'm saying.
She's a great character.
Spoiler.
Snoke's her ex-boyfriend. This whole thing is just a plot to get back at Maz.
Damn you.
I have one more character that I think is actually kind of important, and it's part of the extended universe, and that is Mara Jade.
Okay.
Mara Jade was known as the Emperor's Hand, and she was supposedly the dancer who was in Jabba's lair before Leia came through. And she was there to kind of oversee what was going on. They knew that there was something that was going on in Jabba's lair. And once Jabba was killed, and once the Emperor later on was killed, she was kind of adrift in the universe. She didn't really have any place to go. And later on, throughout the books, you find out that she eventually is married to Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade have a child. That child's name is
Ben
Skywalker. Now we're bringing it all the way back to the new canon in the films, where now is this Kylo Ren, is this Han and Leia's son, as we currently know him, or is he a combination of Han and Leia and Mara Jade and Luke? So Mara Jade is one of those figures that she's in the extended universe, and she's there for a long period of time, and she's a very, very powerful neutral character. She starts out as somebody who is very, very dark, very evil, very broken, and then later on, after the death of the Emperor, she becomes somebody who's lost for a while, meets Luke Skywalker, tries to kill him for a long period of time, and then eventually comes around back to the light side of the Force, and is instrumental in keeping with those children of the Force who move on and continue the Force throughout the universe.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. She's
Like
one of
a
my favorite characters.
Like a secret apprentice kind of thing.
Absolutely, a very secret apprentice. She was the one that all of the intelligence that seemed to have gotten back to the Emperor in weird and mysterious ways, she was the one that actually got back to the Emperor through some kind of psychic or Force driven connection that they had.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's very interesting, Mr. Sean.
Yeah.
Well, there's all sorts of questions about who these kids are and what happened to them. So
Absolutely.
who knows?
Women seem to bring up the progeny of the rest of the Force. They're very, very instrumental in keeping things moving throughout the entire Star Wars universe.
I think the women of Star Wars are really the heart of it. Hate to say this, guys, but they're the ones that tie all the threads together.
I would absolutely have to agree with that.
Jason's actually listening to an Oasis album right now. I don't think he's even...
Oh, I'm listening. What do you want? I'm listening.
He's over there.
I actually thought it was Nickelback there for a second.
No. Nickelback. Sean.
Nickelback.
It's Enya. You're
no,
all
if-
wrong. It's Enya.
If you move Sean's head to the right, I see a Jewel poster right behind him over there. Oh, I was made for you. Look, it says it right on the wall, right over there.
Got
Right there,
Geckos and Bart
right
Simpson. Come on.
We will save your soul.
Anyone else have any other related or
Major
semi-related
female
topics?
character. Yeah.
Minor female characters.